Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Be Jewel Book Reviews. I'm Tammy Shields, and this is the extended learning resource tips and ideas for the book B is for Breathe. Now, in the book B is for Breathe, it is the ABCs of coping with fussy and frustrating feelings. And our goal as parents as well as educators is to help these guys have the skills that they need to cope with these feelings as they arise. Now, it's by Dr. Melissa Munro Boyd. She's a clinical psychologist, and I really love the fact that every single one of the pages, features a letter of the alphabet and things that you can do. So I want to take a look at maybe one or two of the pages so we can just kind of talk about that. Now, the very first page says that A is for art, draw, or paint to help express your emotions. And of course, B is for breathe. So breathe by slowly taking a deep breath in through your nose and slowly breathing out through your mouth. So let's look at that illustration. Here's the illustration for that, right? So my suggestion would be to go through this whole thing A to Z. Have your kids actually be the letters from A to Z, representing the different things that are in this book. So you have a child that's doing art. Take a picture of that. You have a child, you say, come over here. I need you to do an activity for me. Let's look at this picture in this book or this illustration in this book. And the child had their arm out and they were just taking some deep breaths. Take a picture of that. That could be your letter B. So do that all the way through, take a couple of days to put this together, laminate it. And then after you laminate it, cut them out, put them in a basket, and put them in an area that you designate as your quiet zone or your area where it's a little bit more quiet, like your library and reading area and stuff like that. You can have different things in that area. You can have things like soft pillows. You can have like some art material over there, like maybe a little small basket with a little clipboard so they can have their own little personal space. If possible, have headphones over there where they can listen to some music and cut off the noise. More than anything, guys, collaborate with your parents. It is so important that when you're having a child that's having issues with, emotions like that and challenges or behaviors and things of that nature, that you're documenting it and you're also collaborating with the families so that you guys can come up with a great plan for the best thing for their child. And sometimes it's not enough, the things that we're doing, our environment, the things that we place in it, even meeting with that parent. They may have to get additional resources outside of the home and your classroom. That's okay too. When I've had situations like that happen in the past, I'll work with the families to say, hey, what resources are they giving you? And then please provide them for us, because then that way you're being consistent with that child. They can do it at home and they can do it at school. It can help better support what they have going on. And also that documentation. I mentioned that a couple minutes ago. Document these things. You need to document how often it's happening, the frequency and the intensity of it. And then the times of day that it's happening. It may be something within your environment that needs to change. Or if it's not your environment, it may be a certain time in the day that this child is struggling with something. You need to be able to pinpoint that. So make sure you have your documentation ready. Don't try to do this all on your own. A lot of times kids do these things over and over and over again, and then we just deal with it and deal with it. We're not documenting, and all of a sudden it gets worse and worse. And then we're like, this child needs something that I can't give them. That may be true, but you need, as soon as you start seeing things that are a little different, or you see that this child is having some challenges, you really need to start documenting and talking to that family right away so you can start giving them these coping skills or getting them the help that they absolutely need. So that is what I have for you as far as tips. When you are dealing with challenging behaviors, that documentation is key. Collaboration with that family is key. Making sure that you have an area in your home, if you're a parent at home, or a teacher in a classroom, that you can designate an area for that child to go to and calm down. Now, don't just place things in that area and expect for that child to know what to do with it. You have to sit down with them, meet with them as a group, talk about feelings, what those feelings mean, show them the pictures that you actually printed out. Tell them, hey, over in this area, boys and girls, this is where you can go when you just want peace and quiet, or you want to be by yourself for a couple minutes. So they need to know what that is. Model that for them. And then you can be a lot more successful with that area. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed those tips and those little tricks that I've used over the years. If you have some of your own, what you're doing to help kids self-regulate, I want to hear about it. And as always, hit like and subscribe so I can continue to bring you more resources such as these, and keep exploring and keep reading. I'll see you guys on the next extended learning resource.